Hi, welcome to Gloria Deo Academy, raising lifelong worshipers, lifelong learners, and lifelong servants. In this episode, we have a group of moms here to talk about all things Christmas traditions and just kind of where our hearts are for the Christmas season for our families. So real quick, I'll go ahead and I'm Robin and I have 5 kids. I also have Meridith here and she has 4 children. Do you want to say hi, Meridith, and tell us about your kids?
Hi, I'm Meridith, and I have 4 kids. My younger 2 are at Gloria Deo in kinder and pre-K 3.
And then Brittani is here. She has 3 children.
Hi, I'm Brittani. I've got 3 kids. They're in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade.
And Kristin.
Hi, I'm Kristin. I've got 4 kiddos with 1 on the way, and my girls are in 1st grade, 3rd grade, and 5th grade.
Well, let's see. There is 2 weeks from today is Thanksgiving. And then Thanksgiving is late this year. So Christmas, I feel like it's going to hit and happen really fast. And for me, I'm kind of at that point where Kyle walked in, my husband walked in, and I was listening to Christmas music and he was like, that's not allowed. Yeah. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I feel myself getting stressed about the Christmas work for me as mom, putting the Christmas music on kind of helps me move from stress to being hopeful about the season.
Yeah.
And just thinking about the Christmas traditions, because it always looks a little bit different every year. No 2 years are the same as my children are growing.
Yeah.
But I'd like to start with what are some of the traditions in your homes or something you're going to try this year that you're looking forward to? Do you have any thoughts?
So, one of the traditions that my family has participated in since I was a kid, my grandmother is Danish. And so in Denmark, they celebrate what's called Little Christmas Eve. So it's December 23rd, the day before Christmas Eve. And they always have a big party. There's lots of food. And the thing I remember the most and look forward to is the rice pudding. So we make a rice pudding and there is one whole perfect almond in there. There's cut up almonds and other stuff, but there's always one perfect almond. And whoever finds the almond gets peace and hope in the new year. You know, it's like you have luck in the new year.
Tradition.
So that's my favorite thing to do. And so I started doing it with the kids. They never really like the rice pudding, but they always look for the almond. So at least, you know, they're getting it. And you get a little gift and it's usually a game to play with the family. So it's for everybody.
Christmas, but the Denmark rice pudding
is delicious.
Tradition.
Yes. So that's my biggest tradition. And it's always fun to just do it as a family because we
do y'all do it
for the almond
at the little Christmas Eve date?
Mm-hmm. After dinner on the 23rd. Mm-hmm.
Super fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Meridith, what about you?
Well, one of the traditions that we started several years ago that my kids love, I was really determined to focus on Jesus during the holiday season amongst all the presents, obviously. And they're so drawn to that. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we do Advent and other things along the way. But on that Christmas morning, I really wanted how can we turn the focus back to Jesus? And so I bake a cake every Christmas Eve, and then Christmas morning, it's the first thing that we do. They come out, and instead of going straight to presents, we all gather around and sing happy birthday to Jesus, and then they all get to eat a big piece of cake for breakfast. Yes, and they love it. And it's just a simple little thing, but I feel like something that they look forward to every year and, you know, kind of turns the focus back on why we're celebrating. And
pulls it away from the present.
Exactly.
And back to the world.
I love
so anyways, that's been something fun that they've enjoyed.
How many candles do you put on
it? You know, that's a good question. However many I can find in the drawer, probably. However many
yeah. Kristin, what about you? Do you got any Christmas traditions?
So the last few years, my girls have really loved. I started an Advent calendar to start, December 1st through the 25th. And this last year we combined it because I felt like, again, we were getting a little obsessed with the treats and the activities and everything like that. I combined it with a devotional that was recommended to me actually by someone we used to go to church with about a Jesse tree, about doing a Jesse tree. And so having ornaments for each day that represent a story from the Bible, like a prophecy that points to Jesus. We started doing that last year, and it was just such a sweet time. We started doing a family devotional each night. And so, you know, each girl got to unwrap a different gift or a different ornament each night and hang it on our little Jesse tree. And that was really, really special to me. I don't know if the girls enjoyed it as much as I did, but it was really, really special. And so I want to keep that tradition going and like try to combine the two of like, okay, you get to open up a little treat, but then, you know, we're going to focus back on Jesus. So.
And so y'all do that as a whole family. Do you do every night leading up?
With that, yes. Yeah. Starting the first, and then it's a devotional, and we have an ornament. So we have 25 little ornaments that, you know, point to Jesus. And I have a little mini Christmas tree that we sat in the corner, and we get to put all the little ornaments on that. So
oh, so sweet.
Yeah.
I saw something really like that in sticker form. It was really cute.
That's a good idea.
Just like those little stickers.
Yeah.
Well, when we go into Christmas, I mentioned this at the start, but it always feels like a second, like part-time job. You know, I put the kids to bed, and then I need to switch gears and think about gift giving, you know, not so much out of obligation, but just out of really wanting to show the people in my life that I love them and I care about them. And then also creating those special times for devotion to refocus my family on what it needs to be. So what helps motivate y'all? What do you hope for when thinking about putting in all this extra work, you know, mom work for the holiday season for your families?
I think my biggest motivator is probably just wanting to have the kids remember that this is Jesus' season, and this is such an important season when it comes to his story, and just wanting to do right for him. I think that's a big motivator, because I want to make sure that my kids understand, but also I want to make him proud.
So almost like a form of worship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Worshiping the Lord by, you know, making much of the gift that God has given us.
Yes. Yes. And doing, you know, everything we can to show how much people are loved. We try to do some kind of volunteering, or, you know, the angel trees that are around. But the motivation is God and doing right by him.
Yeah.
So
I love that. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. I think for me too, like along with that is like just that the kids would have something to kind of, I don't know, remember this season by, and turn their focus in like the busyness of life. And then also have like the foundation, just like with our family, you know, like have these memories and traditions as a family that continue to pull us together year after year. And as they, you know, get older and have their own families, so they have these things to come back to. Yeah. And these reminders to take into their, you know, future families.
Yep.
yes.
Those beautiful memories and something that becomes a little bit a part of their like identity.
Yeah. And even if it's not the same every year, you know, I think I put a lot of pressure on myself, like, oh, we got to be the same every year. So that it's like really forming these traditions, but it's like, it can, you know, adjust as they get older. And
that can take away from the specialness if you're putting all that pressure.
I think that's where you move into maybe burdensome instead of blessing, is when we as moms are holding ourselves to a certain standard, you know, especially if, you know, a standard of the world or the culture. And Yeah.
And even just asking them too, like, you know, I think sometimes what I think are my favorite traditions maybe aren't theirs, or maybe they have, you know, hearing kind of what they love about this season too. And, you know, asking them, what do you guys want to do? And like, what do you remember from last year, and bringing them into that so that they have a part of it and a piece of it.
Yes.
I think traditions are such a comforting thing, and they were always comforting to me as a child, but also, and so giving my children that foundation and those roots that they can, you know, think back on one day is hopefully what I'm doing.
But, in a positive way.
But also
I'm mad in the kitchen.
Right. Yes. Mom's frustrated again. Everybody out. No. But also making the Lord a part of such a fundamental part. I want him to be a fundamental part in why we do things and why we enjoy things, why we're able to do these, things that bring such fun memories one day. And so I hope at least we get a little bit of that.
Yeah. What I hear from all of you, that's so beautiful, is just the desire in our hearts as moms to worship the Lord and praise him through how we make the Christmas season for our families, to create memories for our kids that they will look back on and then carry forward. Mm-hmm. And then also educate our children to help teach them and draw them near to God and to keep their focus on the Lord as well. I really love that. Well, we're going to be having a Christmas devotions for moms, and it is the week we come back from Thanksgiving. Miss True's going to lead us in a really sweet devotion about Christmas. It's just for moms. And we hope that all of our grammar school moms will make it out to just stay after drop off, actually, and come by the Lion's Den and spend some time with other moms. It's hard to think we want to do all these things for our family and make it special, but then at the same time, not to lose sight of, really just being with others. Yeah. Because I think when Jesus was here, like, he just wanted to be with others. He wanted to be with people and talk to them. And that's where my heart is for the season, for sure, is to be with others in the way that Jesus was, and just love on other people. So, yeah. Whether we have matching Christmas pajamas or not.
That's right. Yes. Or get a single picture from this year.
Or a picture.
Yes.
My kids do give gifts to each other. Do y'all do that?
We do. That was one of
I want to start.
my family's.
We're going to start this year.
Well, it's really sweet to see them. Oh, okay. It's really sweet to see them
Turn it back on.
think about what the others would want. And, we'll just take them to like the dollar store.
Do you give them a budget?
Yes.
Because I'm thinking of giving each girl like $20.
Yeah.
We got
make it work.
5. Yeah. Was it
That's
5
for
and
all
below?
your siblings.
Yes, I was going to say 5 and below.
5 and below.
Yeah. They have so many little things that, like, I think last year someone got Pace like a football goal that was like, made out of plastic, and it, didn't last that long, but he loved it. And to see them get excited to give these gifts to each other is just really sweet.
That's what we do and so we do something, we do like a secret Santa.
Okay.
Because there's enough
many
of us. And then
Hey, we're almost there. We're getting there.
we divide. Yeah. So we kind of make sure, because we know which kid has who, and we split up, and then we go to 5 below and they get to pick something.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Sometimes they want to use their own allowance money. Like they want use their money to buy something for this person.
Yeah.
Right. I definitely would love to get to that point, because I think that means even more, right? When they have to give their own
money.
Yes. But, and then it's funny too, because, the younger ones, they'll be like looking for something, and it's like they're picking out what they would want. And I'm like, no, remember, we're getting a gift for someone else.
Yes.
They're like, well, we can play together. I'm like, well, okay.
That's true. Yeah, because my favorite part of Christmas morning as a mom is watching the kids open the gifts because you picked them out specifically for them. So I would love to pass that feeling on. So it's just so fun. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, this definitely helps, because, as the season was coming and I was feeling the stress, I just, I don't know, if I didn't have this time with you guys and with other moms, like then I just get lost and I drown in the list, of, I have to think about holiday. I have to think about, the church stuff and the family stuff and the meal planning, and I don't know, getting to stop and enjoy it, or turn on my Christmas music before Thanksgiving.
I love that. That's a great idea.
Helps me just,
when Kyle is gone.
No, this is meant to be a season of joy, and where we remember that, he is peace and Emmanuel. So God with us. And well, thank you guys so much for being on here. I really appreciate it. I enjoyed meeting you guys and having breakfast.
Thanks
for having us.
That's all for our special Christmas episode. We really hope that you'll come by our Christmas Devotions for Moms event on December 4th and 5th at 8:30 a.m. in the Lion's Den, and stop by your child's classroom before the event to pick up a special Christmas gift from your students. Thanks so much for listening.
How many candles do you put on it?
You know, that's a good question. However many I can find in the drawer, probably.
However many I have.